I am Megan from the Hits Breakfast in New Zealand. Good morning, Rebel.
Hi, good morning, Megan. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Whereabouts in the world are you at the moment?
Okay, so I'm in Los Angeles. I have a very pregnant wife who's about to pop at any second,
Right.
and and so if suddenly I get called away mid-interview, it's just because I'm having my second child. So it's very hectic in the house with a pregnant wife and a 3-year-old running
Yeah.
around, but great,
I
hectic in a great way.
I was ready to pop when my husband was in a musical too. And so every day he's like busy during, for 2 hours doing a show. And I was just like, what happens if I go into labor? What would you do if you like missed it? How far
Yeah.
away are you from her? I'm very concerned.
I'm 45 minutes away right now here at the studios in LA. So, I mean, I've got my phone nearby. So at any point it could happen and we'll rush to the hospital. We've got the bag ready to go.
Okay.
We're organized. But it's an exciting time, but it's hectic. She's at the
Yeah.
point where she's like, it's hard to
Oh,
bend
great.
over and hard to get up off the couch. And
Yeah.
she's just ready to have the baby.
Yeah. Are you like get into the thick of it in the labor room? Are you like stay by the head? Like
Okay,
what are you
well,
doing?
I had my first child raised via surrogate.
Yeah.
And so, in the thick of it, like, I really got the front on view of the baby. But I will
Okay.
say, to the surrogate's credit, it was kind of like my baby just came out like down a water slide. It was fast. Seemed easy, and the baby just popped out at the umbilical cord and everything. I mean, I guess when you're having the baby, you miss seeing some of the things.
Yeah.
Unless somebody
Yeah.
was filming it for you, and it was just like it was a wild experience. But it's a miracle. Like
Yeah.
for me, I had my baby through IVF, and it's all to me. It's like it's all a medical miracle, and yeah.
Yeah.
But it was graphic. It was very graphic.
Okay, let's move on to the
Yeah.
movie then. This is your directorial debut, and you on your Instagram, you took us through the steps it takes to bring a musical to the big screen.
Yeah.
And I feel like a normal movie would have been easier for your debut because you have to record the songs. There's choreography before you even get to filming.
I mean, I was people kind of when they'd see me on set and stuff, they're like, you'd be a great director one day, and I was offered like studio comedies here in America, and I thought, nah, if I'm going to direct something, and it does take years out of your schedule to do something like this, it's got to be a musical. I don't know why I love musicals so much. I went to my first one when I was a teenager in Australia, basically because I come from a dog showing family, and we had a dog that auditioned for 42nd Street, the musical, and didn't get
Oh
the
my
job.
God, amazing.
But my mum was like, so like, we need to see what dog got it. So we went to see this thing called a musical. And I was kind of your typical kind of depressed, introverted teenager, no real great social skills and not popular. And I saw this musical and it was like this joyful, joyous thing where people are singing and dancing. And it like changed my life. Like I was blown away by musicals, and then I went to see more, and so I felt like the movie that I have to direct, it has to be a musical and also funny because
Yeah.
that's what I'm known for, and I love making people laugh. So the Deb came up, and it came through my scholarship program in Australia that I have for young writers, and I was like, I feel like this could be a good movie, and even though Aussies and New Zealanders are going to get it the most because we
Yeah.
can relate to this humor the most, and kind of people, going through the struggles. Like I think you'll really people will really relate to it. But I just I was just like, this is the story that I have to tell, and that I have to take years out of being in America to come back to Australia and make. So I was very, very passionate about doing it. But musicals are more difficult. So we did have a Tony Award winning choreographer, Rob Ashford, who came in from America, and we did have some experts on the music team, like this guy Ian Eisendraft, who did K-pop Demon Hunters, as one of the forces behind that. So we had great people to come in and support me in doing it, because there are extra elements by having the singing and the dancing.
Yeah. Um, I just want to go back to the musical for 1 second. Did your mum heckle the dog that got the
Uh,
job?
okay, I don't know whether I'm allowed to say this, but dog showing people, use the word bitch because it refers to a female dog. And she just goes, I want to see what bitch got it. And, and then she's like, oh yeah, well that's a cute dog. So she didn't on stage heckle the dog. No.
Now the Deb is not like a middle-aged woman named Deborah. It's about
Yeah.
Deb balls, which
Yeah.
we don't have in New Zealand, but we know what they are. Did
Yeah.
you go
So
to a Deb ball?
I went through something called a formal, which you
Oh
have in
yeah,
year
that's right.
10
Yeah,
and in year 12. My formal was a complete disaster, really. I invited this guy who I didn't know very well, and it's so embarrassing to invite somebody to as your date. And I remember getting my nails done for the very first time ever. I'd never in my life
yeah.
got my nails done, and I wear a dress, and I'm trying to be all fancy with a corsage. And my date got super drunk and ended up just going into Bondi Beach into the water. And then all I remember was I had to rescue his wallet because I was like, how are we going to get home from Bondi Beach? I live far away from there. And it was just wasn't fun. What was cute about it though was kind of like in the movie, like we decorated our school gymnasium, and we all of us girls worked together to try to create a magical night for ourselves. But in reality, it was probably quite lame. Um,
What
and
was your theme? Because we had Winter Wonderland, which is very cliche.
oh, that's a nice theme. I can't remember what it was. I just, remember we did do the flower decorations, and we had certain colors, I think gold, a couple nice colors that we were trying to do, and it just yeah, it was not a romantic night for me. It was more I just wanted to get home at the end of the night kind of
Yeah,
situation. Yeah.
the idea of the ball is always better than the reality, I think.
Yeah, but I would
But
have
it does
loved to
take.
have done a debutante ball, because the idea comes from when you're about 16, you come out to society and you wear a pretty white dress, and you're introduced to society as now a lady who's coming into the world, and so the idea of it is pretty cool. I know they do it a lot, really, in European countries, in aristocracy circles a lot, but weirdly in Australia, in small country towns, it's like a thing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, which is so seems like these are from opposite sides of the world. But I've spoken to a lot of Aussies in particular who have been to debutante balls and like really, really enjoyed themselves, and it's been a really good rite of passage.
So there's a mention of body glitter in the movie, which
Oh yeah,
really took me back. I was
yeah.
obsessed, covered myself in glitter when I was in high school. But what was looking back? You mentioned that you were a bit of a geek. What were you like? What was a fashion crime that you were doing when you were at high school?
As a teenager, I kind of thought I was gangster. I had a little rap group with my sister Liberty, which was the least gangster thing ever. And so I would kind of wear baseball caps, like US baseball caps all the time, and like really baggy jeans.
Yeah,
There was a
nice.
band called Criss Cross that wore their jeans backwards, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
I do
I
that.
and I was super feral. I had a snaggle tooth. I had no idea about makeup or really personal hygiene or anything. And wearing a t-shirt and jeans was dressing up for me. Uh,
Yeah.
I just like I don't know how I became the person I became, because I really had no idea. And at that point in my teenage years, we were kind of living out in the bush, and it just I just had no idea about so many things. I think only when I moved to Hollywood, I got a stylist and started getting a sense of personal style. But before then, I don't know. Yeah, I was not popular and pretty shy, and I really had to force myself. And one of the things that helped me to come out of my shell was acting classes. that my mum forced me to go to at this local community center. And so that did, and not because she thought I would become a professional actress, just she was sick of me being so shy, in that way that mums do. And they're like, just go do it. And, I'll come
Yeah.
and pick you up in 2 hours' time. And so I did these classes and I did start to come out of my shell and be able to express myself. And I think that's one of the really positive messages of the movie, where several of the characters find their voice and speak their truth and be brave in that way. And I definitely had to go through that because yeah, I was such a shy, introverted person, and I had to learn slowly but surely to break out of that shell and to find my own voice. And then luckily I did. It did take years though.
Well, you wouldn't know it now. Absolute
Yeah, now
superstar.
I'm
I'm
fine.
I feel like you're the best person to direct this. I'm so glad that you're in it too. The Deb, I know that Kiwis are going to love it. It is us as well. So, in cinemas on Thursday. Thank you so much for your time, Rebel Wilson.
Oh, thank you, Megan. It's so good to talk to you. And I love New Zealand so much. And the last time I was there,
Come over and hang.
I was hitting up the wineries, which is not a great idea now. Now that I'm a sensible, responsible mother,
Yeah,
it's not a great idea. But I love it so much. And all my New Zealand friends are so funny and so amazing. And our main producer on the Deb is a New Zealander. And so just go out to the cinemas because it's such a good laugh, and you'll see, these epic songs in the surround sound. So you want to get out to the cinema and have that shared experience.
amazing. Thank you, Rebel.
No worries. Thanks, Megan.